Noon and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream episode 411. I hope everyone is having an okay Friday and is staying as warm as possible. Holy crap, it is fucking freezing. It is 8 degrees Celsius. And for those playing the Fahrenheit game, that's like high 40s, I think. And it's May 28th. It's May fucking 28th and it's 8 degrees. That's going to be the high for today. And Pincalo was driving up a little bit, like maybe an hour north of us. Maybe. And there was snow! Fucking snow! I mean, like, yes, we do live in Canada. Yes, winter lasts a while, but it's almost fucking June, for Christ's sakes. Mother Nature, fix yo shit. So I hope everyone's having a good day besides that. I hope that you're getting ready for the weekend and that you've got some good plans. And we've got a good amount of stories today for us to go through, and I've got some fun, happy, exciting news to share when a few more people come in. We'll wait for a few more people to show up before I make my happy announcement. You blame Pincalo for this weather, Costin. Ah, well, Pincalo still has his snow tires on, so he's like, at least I still have my snow tires on, you know. So yeah, that's what we're doing. What else shall I blame Pincalo for? I don't know. You always come up with something. You always come up with something, Costin. You're resourceful. You're resourceful, sir. Okay, so let's open up Twitter. Oh, and move the... I need a bigger desk. Okay, let's open this up here. All right. Opening up Twitter. Hurry up, Chrome. Why must you take so long? Okay. Now, the microphone has had to be repositioned because my mic stand broke, finally. And so it's now sitting on my desk on a tripod. And I hope that when I get VoiceOver to read everything, that it picks up okay. Let me... There. I moved the computer a little bit. Who's calling me? Hello? Ah! Let me see. Oh, it's for the ring. It's my charger. There we go. Did I fix it? Okay. Okay. Okay, about 5 seconds? Okay. Alright, good. Thank you. Love you, bye. Okay. Bye. Okay. There was a cable in the way. Greetings there, Mr. Badger. Don't worry, it's not you. Well, I should hope it's not you, Costin. Where am I? Okay, here we go. Let's do this. So let's read these stories over here first. I grabbed two before I went live, so between the ones I have and the ones that I grabbed just before I went live, we should be good. Ooh, a CBC article. Let's read that. So, yes. Let's get this shared. So yeah, I am super super happy today because this morning at around 9:30 I got an email. From Twitch. And it said, "We are inviting you to become an affiliate." So, I'm now a Twitch affiliate. Yay! So we'll be celebrating that tonight on Beat the Blind Girl. It'll be a good time. So yeah, we'll be going live on Twitch at 11 tonight to celebrate that. So it'll be good fun over there. Ford solicits advice on opening Ontario schools, and AstraZeneca vaccines go on under quality checks. Why the fuck would you want to bother opening schools now? Does that mean you have to get a hot tub now? No, it doesn't mean I have to get a hot tub, but I mean, I could always borrow. Somebody in my family just bought a house that has a hot tub, so I could always borrow their hot tub. But yeah, as I was saying, it's freaking June. There's no point in opening schools now. None. It just focus on getting the numbers down and getting everybody vaccinated, and then let the kids go back to school in September. So, I don't understand why anyone would be entertained. Like, it's 4 weeks of school left. What's the point of going back to school? Okay, anyway.
Overall testing levels in Ontario have dropped in recent weeks, but so the rolling average of positivity rates, suggesting there are fewer and fewer new infections happening week over week. Evan Mitsui/CBC. Link. Read comments.
Oh, beautiful. That sound is coming through perfectly.
To get missing image description. Premier Doug Ford took the unusual step of publicly soliciting advice from medical experts, children's hospitals, and health organizations on how Ontario could go about reopening schools before the end of the academic year next month. You are currently on a text element.
But why? Why would you bother? It's literally next month. It's the end of school. There's no point.
In a letter addressed to 55 different groups and people, Ford reiterated that his government has struggled to find consensus on school reopenings, and that it needs input before moving forward with a decision.
But it's June! I know it sucks to do school on the computer. My son hates it. My son absolutely hates it. But it makes no sense to send them back for a month. It absolutely makes no sense. What does a motor company want with Canadian schools? Ha ha ha. Let's see here.
Why Ford waited until May 27th and gave the recipients until 5 p.m. Friday's answer is unclear. You are
Wow,
advertisement.
okay.
Advertisement. Empty group. You are currently an empty. In recent weeks, there has been a wide range of advice and in recent advertisement. Empty group. There is consensus in some quarters on how, when, and whether schools should reopen, and diverse and conflicting views in others. You are correct. He added that new modeling expected in the coming days will show that, if schools were to reopen, there could be between 2,000 and 4,000 more cases of COVID-19 by the end of July compared to if they remain closed. You are currently.
Like, why would you, like, get the numbers down consistently for a long time and keep the kids out of the places with the antiquated filtration systems in that are essentially hot boxes right now? Like, seriously, come on. This is dumb. Dumbass is gonna dumbass. Yep.
Ford went on to once again express his concerns about virus variants of concern, particularly the variant first identified in India, and its impact on children. He also pointed to emerging evidence that suggests COVID-19 vaccines are potentially less effective against the variant found in India. You are. According to Ford, only 41% of teachers and education workers have received a first dose of vaccine, compared to about 62% of Ontario adults in the general population. You are correct.
Well, why is that? Why are the teachers and education workers not running out to get the vaccine? Oh, wait, could it be because they don't want to go back to work?
Ultimately, this is a government's decision, but in light of the foregoing, and the diversity of perspectives on the safety of reopening schools, I am asking for your views on a number of issues, Ford said. You are currently. Advertisement. He then asked for input on 7 questions.
That's crazy.
List 7 items. Is the reopening of schools for in-person learning safe for students? 1 of 7. Is the reopening of schools for in-person learning safe for teachers and all education staff? 2 of 7.
So these are the questions he's posing in his letter.
There are a growing number of cases in Ontario of the variant first identified in India, B. 1.617. Does this mutation pose an increased risk to students and education workers? 3 of 7. The modeling from the Ontario Science Table has suggested that reopening schools will lead to an increase in cases in the province of Ontario. Is this acceptable and safe? 4 of 7.
Why would you... Okay, if your science table says that there would be an increase in cases in Ontario if kids went back to school right now, why would you be asking... Oh my god, why would you be like, is that okay? Is that okay? My guys that I appointed to advise me are saying that it's gonna be risky and that cases will increase. Is that cool with you guys? Like, that's how that reads. You give up. Why do you give up? When I was in school, many of our gym classes were held outside, and while inside the lights were off, and yeah, I remember the teachers turning off the lights and closing the drapes. The problem that all of this worry about new strains is a factor of lockdowns in the first place. Science at large shows explicitly that lockdowns cause these mutations. Yep. I give up. This is never going to end. Yep. Jason Kenney is a fucking idiot. Well, yeah, but this is Doug Ford that we're talking about right now.
Other countries are warning mutations including the B. 1.617 variant are putting children at much greater risk and are shutting schools down. Is this concern not shared by medical experts in Ontario? 5 of 7.
What kind of question is that? What? Wow, what kind of wording is that? Well, all these other countries are worried about it. Are you guys not worried about it? Hmm. Jesus Christ.
Should teachers be fully vaccinated before resuming in class lessons? And if not, is one dose sufficient? 6 of 7.
Yes, teachers should be fully vaccinated before classes resume.
Under Ontario's reopening plan, indoor gatherings won't commence until July. Should indoor school instruction resume before then? 7 of 7.
No, not if you want to not look like a hypocrite. It ends when you decide it ends. Yeah. It sounds like Ford is trying to hollowly appeal to the anti-lockdown protesters. Oh, you live in Alberta, Justin. Okay. And you just got your vaccine? Oh, okay.
End of list. Earlier this week, Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health, who is also listed as a recipient of Ford's letter, said, Link, he would like to see students back in class before the province begins its formal reopening process in mid-June. You are... Dr. David Williams said most public health units in the province support the reopening of schools, which have been shut to in-person learning since early April. You are... My position has been always like our public health measures table and our medical officers of health, that feel that schools should be the last to close and the first to open, Williams told a news conference on Tuesday. It was the same day that a group of researchers studying how the pandemic has affected children warned of a generational catastrophe.
Yes, okay. There is going to be a generational catastrophe, but this is going to make it worse for them. Sending them back to school for a month and then having them have to go back home for the summer for 2 months is going to screw them up even more. It for consistency's sake, it's better to keep things as they are right now and have everything resume fresh in the fall. That's the best way to do it. It sucks, but that's the best way to do it.
Watch Vertical Line Ali Shia's video embed. Video embed. Frame 3. End of. Video. End of. Premier Doug Ford took the unusual step of publicly...
Okay, put it back to the top of the article. So yeah, that's just my opinion, is that while it does really suck that the kids are doing this remote learning and that it is a detriment to them, for consistency's sake, it's just better for them to finish out the year. It's better for them to finish out the year the way that they're doing it. That's it. That's all. Let's see. Like, I am definitely for schools reopening. But it's too little too late for this year. They're winding down with their units. They're running out of things to teach anyway because it's June. It's just not, it's not worth it, unfortunately, for them to go back this late in the year. All right. So we're going to read about some guy in California. The California rail yard shooter. Here we go. Chrome tab. Okay, so wasn't it made clear earlier on via the science that younger children were actually less likely to contract this virus? Yes. It was, and the schools shouldn't have been locked down as drastically as they were. But now that they are, I think for them to go back right now at this late date is just, it's not worth it. And I want my kid to go. Like, I really do. And so does he. But it's just not worth it right now. All right. Headline, where are you? Disgruntled California rail yard worker who killed 9 appeared to target victims. Wonderful. All right. Let's take a look here.
San Jose, California. AP, a gunman who killed 9 people at a California rail yard where he worked appeared to target some of the victims, a sheriff told the Associated Press on Thursday. While
Oops.
San Jose, California. AP, a gunman who killed 9 people at a California rail yard where he worked appeared to target some of the victims, a sheriff told the Associated Press on Thursday. While a Biden administration official said the shooter spoke of hating his workplace when customs officers detained him after a 2016 trip to the Philippines. Samuel Cassidy, 57, arrived at the light rail facility for the Valley Transportation Authority in San Jose around 6 a.m. Wednesday with a duffel bag filled with semi-automatic handguns and high-capacity magazines. Santa Clara County Sheriff Laurie Smith said.
God damn. A whole duffel bag full of semi-automatic handguns. All right then.
It appears to us at this point that he said to one of the people there, "I'm not going to shoot you," Smith said. And then he shot other people. So I imagine there was some kind of thought on who he wanted to shoot.
That's kind of disturbing. Like, just to tell somebody, don't worry, I'm not going to kill you, but I'll kill all these other people. Like, that'll stay with you.
While there are no cameras inside the rail yard's 2 buildings, Smith said footage captured him moving from one location to the next. It took deputies 6 minutes from the first 911 calls to find Cassidy on the 3rd floor of one of the buildings, Smith said.
6 minutes, that's not too bad. Good on them for finding him.
Cassidy, who fired a total of 39 bullets, killed himself as deputies closed in on the facility serving the county of more than 1 million people in the heart of Silicon Valley. More than 100 people were there at the time, and authorities found 5 victims in one building and 2 in another, Smith said.
39 bullets to kill 7 people. Jesus Christ. That's... Wow. That's awful. Premeditation, that's first-degree murder. Yep. You're right.
Kirk Bertolet, 64, was just starting his shift when shots rang out. He said Thursday that Cassidy worked regularly with the victims. He called them a good bunch of blue-collar people but said Cassidy stuck out as a loner and outsider. I know some of those guys. They'll keep joking with you and they'll keep hammering you about stuff. And if you're thin-skinned and you can't take it, I see that as the main cause of what's going on, Bertolet said.
So he's, your general blue-collar guy, doing joking and ribbing and whatever, and yeah. Imagine the thought if the police were just defunded in this capacity. Oh, God. Imagine a social worker trying to arrest this guy. Oh, God. Sunseal, that's terrifying. Ugh.
Sheriff's officials described Cassidy as a highly disgruntled VDA employee for many years, saying that may have contributed to him targeting the workers. Documents show he had worked at the transit authority since at least 2012.
Oh. So he
Bertolet, a signal maintenance worker who worked in a separate unit from Cassidy, said he is convinced Cassidy targeted his victims because he didn't hurt people he encountered on the way to the second building, where more shots were fired.
So yeah, he very well could have gone after guys that he just couldn't handle the ribbing and the teasing from, maybe.
Sam made sure he killed all who he wanted. He made sure they were dead, Bertolet said. I watched some of my coworkers breathe their last breaths, and they were all gone. 7 of them were just gone.
Wow. That's really sad. That's really, really sad.
After being detained by customs officers in 2016, Cassidy was found to have a memo book with notes on how he hated the Valley Transportation Authority. According to a Biden administration official who described a Department of Homeland Security memo laying out Cassidy's statements, the official saw the memo and detailed its contents to the AP but was not authorized to speak publicly about the ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal first reported the memo. It doesn't say why he was stopped by customs officers. It said he had books about terrorism and fear and manifestos, but when he was asked whether he had issues with people at work, he said no. The memo notes that Cassidy had a minor criminal history citing a 1983 arrest in San Jose and charges of misdemeanor obstruction/resisting a peace officer.
Interesting. So he had a very minor criminal record and seemed to be interested in terrorism, but nothing like official.
Cassidy's ex-wife said he had talked about killing people at work more than a decade ago. I never believed him, and it never happened. Until now, a tearful Cecilia Nelms told the AP on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's just tragic. Like for all the people that watched it, for all the people that, survived, that's really tragic.
She said he used to come home from work resentful and angry over what he perceived as unfair assignments.
Oh my God.
He could dwell on things, she said. The two were married for about 10 years until a 2005 divorce filing, and she had not been in touch with Cassidy for about 13 years, Nelms said. An ex-girlfriend described Cassidy as volatile and violent in court documents filed in 2009, with major mood swings because of bipolar disorder that became worse when he drank heavily. Several times while he was drunk, Cassidy forced himself on her sexually despite her refusals, pinning her arms with his body, the woman said in a sworn statement filed after Cassidy sought a restraining order against her. The documents were obtained by the San Francisco Chronicle.
So he's clearly mentally disturbed. He's a violent guy. This is why I try to love everyone, says Sun Seal. You never know who will do this because they can't take ultimately what is a form of abuse. Yeah? Often self-abuse, yeah.
Sheriff's officials said the 3 9mm handguns Cassidy brought to the rail yard appear to be legal. Authorities do not yet know how he obtained them.
Well, if they're legal,
He also had 32 high-capacity magazines, some with 12 rounds. In California, it is illegal to buy magazines that hold more than 10 rounds. However, if Cassidy obtained them before January 1st, 2000, he would have been allowed to have them unless he was otherwise prohibited from possessing firearms.
So he had 32 magazines. Wow. That's a lot of bullets.
The sheriff said authorities found explosives at the gunman's home, where investigators believe he had set a timer or a slow burn device so that a fire would occur at the same time as the shooting. Flames were reported minutes after the first 911 calls came in from the rail facility.
Okay. So he was trying to cause distraction, I guess.
The attack was the 15th mass killing in the U.S. this year, all shootings that claimed at least 4 lives each for a total of 87 deaths, according to a database compiled by the Associated Press, USA Today, and Northeastern University. President Joe Biden urged Congress to act on legislation to curb gun violence, saying, "Every life that is taken by a bullet pierces the soul of our nation. We can, and we must, do more."
Yeah. Take all the guns away from the good guys so that people like this can have free reign.
Several longtime employees were killed, many of whom worked together. Whatever happened yesterday, it shows the character of these guys, how they tried to save others while going through that chaotic situation, Light Rail Superintendent Nona Hilsing said.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most tragic parts about this, is the camaraderie. I have at least 20 different magazines for my guns, at least 4 for each gun. Oh, okay. Premeditation all over. He wanted to live on top of taking lives. Yeah. You're right.
The victims were Alex Ward Fritch, 49, Paul Dela Cruz Mejia, 42, Tap Tejadip Singh, 36, Adrian Baeza, 29, Jose de Jesus Hernandez, 35, Timothy Michael Romo, 49, Michael Joseph Rudamitkin, 40, Abdal Vahab Alec Mandan, 63, and Lars Kepler Lane, 63.
That's sad.
Family and friends remembered Tap Tejadip Singh as a hero. He called another transit employee to warn him about Cassidy, saying he needed to get under hide. He told me he was with Paul, another victim, at the time. Co-worker Sukhvir Singh, who is not related to Tap Tejadip Singh, said in a statement. From what I've heard, he spent the last moments of his life making sure that others, in the building and elsewhere, would be able to stay safe.
That is really sad.
Transit Authority officials held a tearful moment of silence Thursday, reading aloud the names of the victims next to a giant poster board with their photos. A vigil for the victims also was planned Thursday evening in San Jose. Har reported from San Francisco, Daisio from Los Angeles, and Long from Washington.
What a piece of garbage. Like, I mean, no matter how much you are suffering, you don't have the right to go and kill other people. You don't. You don't. You really don't have that right. That's just, ugh. Ugh, I say. All right. So here we have an opinion or an editorial piece written by our Brian Lilly from the Toronto Sun. Okay. Okay, where are we here? There's the share button. Okay. So this is an editorial, as I said, by Brian Lilly. And so he writes for the Toronto Sun. Let's see. Yeah, that's high capacity rounds. Magazines, they've been banned since I lived in California. Let's see here. Where am I? Headline, where are you? Here we go. Trudeau claims racism when grilled about Chinese military scientists. This is by Brian Lilly, and it's published May 27th, so it's yesterday. And we have a picture of our intrepid leader in attending a news conference. Stop yawning, press. Okay, here we go.
You know that you're onto something when Justin Trudeau throws around accusations of racism. You are.
Yep, that's a true statement right there.
That's where no 2 land the Conservatives found themselves on Wednesday as they asked questions about security at Canada's top microbiology lab and the partnership with scientists tied to the Chinese military.
Of course. Of freaking course. Pincalo says, honestly, I've seen worse. When I worked at the steel tubing plant and the angry Vietnamese came in with the machete and his cousin with a golf club. And his cousin had a golf club. Jesus Christ. That's... Ugh. And I mean by this is it doesn't matter what the weapon is, an angry employee is going to be an angry employee. Yep. And he's going to hurt people regardless. Yep. That's true.
YouTube video. Group. YouTube. Frame. And Dove. YouTube. Apparently, in the eyes of the Prime Minister, asking what he's doing to ensure espionage isn't happening at Canada's most dangerous and most secure lab is an anti-Asian hate crime. You are currently on it.
Okay.
In order to work at the National Microbiology Laboratory in Winnipeg, you need a security clearance. In order to work with human pathogens, like Ebola, in that lab, you need a higher level of security clearance, O'Toole said. Can the Prime Minister tell this House how a person with deep connections to the Chinese military obtained a high-level Canadian security clearance?
That's a valid question. That is a very valid question that deserves an answer.
Trudeau didn't even attempt to answer the question, but spoke about how he couldn't comment on two scientists who were recently fired from the lab over security concerns first raised by CSIS. I think that given what takes place at the lab, Canadians deserve to know more about these two scientists, but also about others, like Chinese military scientists, being given access.
Yeah.
Story continues below. Third party ad content. Frame 1. End of. Third part. That is what O'Toole was asking about. End of. That is what O'Toole was asking about. You are currently. As the Globe and Mail reported last week, there have been many collaborations between the NML and Winnipeg and researchers from China, many with ties to the government or military. Fi Huyan, a researcher with the People's Liberation Army's Academy of Military Medical Sciences, was cleared to work at the Level 4 facility, the only one of its kind in Canada.
Yeah, this is true. And O'Toole is very right to be asking these questions. This is and for Trudeau to do the familiar cry of racism is very transparent.
YouTube video. Group. Judging is real. What's anti-Semitic? End of. Unmute video. Button. Most Canadian scientists couldn't get into that lab, but a scientist with the Chinese military was given clearance. Now 2 of the people he worked with, Dr. Zhang Qiu and her biologist husband, Keding Chung, had been fired with claims that CSIS was concerned they were handing over intellectual property to the Chinese government and the Wuhan Institute of Virology. We are currently on it. Story continues below. Third-party ad content. Frame. End of.
And for those of you in the States who are going, what is CSIS? That is our version of it, basically CIA. It stands for the Canadian Secret Intelligence Service.
Chrome has these are the types of. End of. These are the types of things that should be questioned, repeatedly, until real answers are given. Yet, as O'Toole and his fellow Conservative MPs raised questions, Trudeau became frustrated and resorted to claims of racism. You are currently on a text element. O'Toole used all 5 of his questions at the beginning of question period to ask Trudeau about increasing security at the lab, ensuring that people with ties to China's People's Liberation Army were not given access and more. Each time, Trudeau gave the vaguest of answers, and when other Conservative MPs joined the fray, he accused the party of racism.
Wow. I mean, like, I'm not surprised, but still, wow. That's just crazy. It does. The voiceover sounds amazing with the mic where it is, honey. You're right. I've got my headphone, my earbud in, and I was listening to make sure. It sounds beautiful. It sounds awesome where it is right now.
Will he bar scientists who are sent here from the Chinese government and the Chinese military from accessing sensitive Canadian research facilities? Conservative MP Michael Barrett asked. Story continues below. Third-party ad content. Frame 4. End of. Trudeau responded that the government takes security seriously before launching his broadside. Chrome has new window. We will not give in to pandering to anti-Asian racism. We have seen enough of a rise in intolerance across the country these past months. We need to continue to stand strong in supporting diversity, Trudeau said. You are currently on it.
Oh, get fucked.
Here's a message for Trudeau. Diversity doesn't include allowing China's military into labs that we won't allow most Canadian scientists and researchers into. Diversity doesn't include letting China steal Canada's secrets, or worse, material that could be used for biological weapons. Trudeau made the same claim of racism against Conservative MPs Pierre Paulhus and Candice Bergen. I'm not surprised the Prime Minister just hurls insults of racism. It's his usual tactic, Bergen said after Trudeau's smear. Sadly, she's right. You are correct.
She is right. She's absolutely correct.
We have a real issue of security to deal with here. 2 scientists with a long tenure at the NML, with access to the most sensitive of materials, have been fired over national security concerns. We have Chinese military scientists with access to the same material, and Trudeau's reply is to equate this to a hate crime, a beating in the street. Trudeau is not a serious man and not fit to be the leader of a G7 nation. His answers to these most delicate questions only prove that.
You know, I wonder, because I'm subscribed to CPAC on YouTube. So I wonder if let's see. Question period. Oh, we missed. Where is question period from yesterday? Where are we? Where are we? Question period, May 27th, 2021. I'm going to see if the beginning of question period has this exchange. Because I would like to listen to it. I would like to hear it. So let's see. Because it said at the beginning of question period, Aaron O'Toole used all 5 of his questions. So let's see what it says here. Let's take a gander. Because I want to hear this nonsense. Where are we going? Back, please. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Please do not autoplay, YouTube. Be good. Ah! Bastard. I am going to try to find the correct part here. Where are we? I want to find Aaron O'Toole's statement here. Where are we? That's childcare. Okay, hold on. I'm just waiting. Where are we here? I'm just trying to find the Aaron O'Toole discussion here. Bill C-10. Do. I just want to find... I just wanted to see this. I'm curious. I'm just curious, damn it. Yeah, I don't think this is, yeah, no. Damn it! Oh, well. That sucks. Oh, well. Let's move on. So, there is an article that I have found. This is another editorial piece, and I think it's also from the Toronto Sun. It's written by Levy, and I think her name is Candace Levy. I can't remember what her name is. Anyway, I think it's a woman, right? Editorialist. So let's get this shared. This one's gonna make us all a little bit angry, I think. Where are we here? So yeah, this article I think is gonna really make us all a bit upset. Oh, excuse me. Hunger hiccups. Those are fun. Okay. Share screen. Okay. So, here we go with this. So this says TDSB educators still tweeting virulent anti-Israel messages. Now TDSB, for those of you going, what the fuck is that? That stands for Toronto District School Board. So we have some dumbass educator in the Toronto District School Board tweeting some anti-Israel crap. So let's get to Sue Ann Levy. That's it. So this was published yesterday. And this is a picture of a pro-Palestinian protest. Okay, here we go.
Although he's officially on home assignment, educator Javier Davila is. Link. Still filling his Twitter page with anti-Israel messages. Amid claims he's on a text. Link. Amid claims he's. Link. Being punished for having the courage to engage in difficult conversations. You
punished for having the courage to wow. Okay.
And the Student Equity Program advisor, who calls himself a courageous queer Latina guy suffering from CPTSD, has found himself plenty of support from the usual union suspects with CUPE, CUPW and the Canadian Federation of Students, CFS, all of whom have backed the hateful boycott, divestment and sanctions movement against Israel.
What the fuck is CPTSD? Is he claiming combat PTSD?
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck full on dating and happy. Chrome busy. GG20T77. Group. Busy. You are currently in IMA HTML5. End of. D's underscore content underscore frame 2.
The hell?
End of. D's underscore content link. Track. Coupe, Ontario.
There we
Chrome
go.
has new window. Link. Tracker. Coupe, Ontario has supported BDS since 2006, CUPW since 2008, and CFS voting to endorse the movement in 2018. You are correct. Twitter tweet. Group. Twitter embed. Frame. End of. Heading level 2. Advertisement. Story continues below. Third party ad content. Third party.
Sorry guys, this is
heading level 2 on heading level 2.
Unusually full of
Chrome has new window. You are currently on a text element. Heading level 2. Link. Link. Online petition signed by several pro-Palestinian special interest groups and Coupe. Chrome has new window. Posted Sunday. Now has 3,200 signatures and a new introductory page, claiming the TDSB has censored opinion on Palestine.
Wow. That is fucking disgusting.
Pause.
I'm sorry. This is ridiculous.
Link. 475-2. That couldn't be further from the truth since the petition is still going strong. YouTube. It asks that the board support Davila and other educators who demonstrate a commitment to anti-oppression and decolonization and make such scurrilous demands as insisting that the TDSB release a statement condemning Israel's illegal occupation and colonization of Palestine.
Illegal occupation and colonization of... Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you.
A TDSB investigation into 2. You are currently on a text element. Link. Virulently, anti-Israel set of resources, a TD link. Virulently, anti-Israel set of resources Davila sent out to teachers on May 16th and 19th. You are currently on a text element. Link. Hasn't stopped virulently, anti-Israel set of
Oh
resources
my
Davila sent out to
god,
teachers on May 6th.
voiceover,
Twitter
what the
tweet.
fuck?
Hasn't stopped him from retweeting or tweeting his own anti-Israel comments. However, Twitter tweet, group, Twitter embed, frame, and of. Heading level 2. Advertisement. Story continues below. Third party ad content. Third party ad content. Story third party ad. This advertisement has not loaded. Chrome has new window. You are currently on a head. In fact, he thanked the author of this tweet on Israel's alleged ethnic cleansing, saying the conversation needs to be centered to a focus on ethnic cleansing and illegal occupation. He continued his tweet by indicating any attempts at silencing him will only make him louder. You are currently on a text element.
Jesus Christ.
In another tweet, he remarks about the photo used of him by the Toronto Sun. You are currently on Twitter tweet, group, Twitter embed, and of. Twitter tweet, heading level 2, advertisement. Story continues. Third party.
This motherfucker needs to
This
be
advertisement
fired.
has heading level 2. While has new window. You are currently on a text element. Link. Claiming it while. Link. That he regularly navigates courageous and difficult conversations. Davila did not respond to 4 attempts by the Toronto Sun to speak with him. Chrome has new window.
Of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. This is, oh. Holy Christ. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. People like this should be fired. Like, this guy straight up should be fired. I don't know what else to say about this. Other than this asshole needs to not have a teaching position anymore. Wow. That's... Oh my god. I don't know what else to say about that. I really don't. The fact that people are saying that Israel is illegally occupying Palestine is just... I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand how people can be this blind to history. Even your most basic, rudimentary history course will teach you about the atrocities that happened in Germany and Italy and Russia to the Jews. And Poland. I don't understand how people can look at what Palestine does and the fact that Israel never strikes first and that they only respond, and then they say that Israel's the bad guy. I can't, it doesn't compute for me. It doesn't work. I don't understand the thought process behind that statement. Maybe because I'm trying to make sense. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Where am I here? Do. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm just trying one more chance. Or I'm trying one more time to attempt to find the questions here from uh actual question period for from Mr. O'Toole. Um I'm just I think that CPAC is actually doing a good job, or actually starting to put the statements of, because what they used to do was they would take the statements and declarations out of the um video. Oh, I found it. 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 Okay, this is how we're gonna end the stream, my friends. So yeah, I was right. CPAC is including the statements and declarations made by the members of parliament now, instead of taking those off when they upload the live stream, which is good. I like that. Okay. Let's see here. So here we go. This is what our intrepid reporter Brian Lilly was referencing earlier.
Oral questions. Question orale, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, in order to work at the National Microbiology Lab in Winnipeg, you need a security clearance. In order to work with human pathogens like Ebola in that lab, you need a higher level of security clearance. Can the Prime Minister tell this House how a person with deep connections to the Chinese military obtained a high-level Canadian security clearance?
Right, Honourable Prime Minister.
Okay, here we go.
The two scientists in question are no longer employed by the Public Health Agency of Canada. We cannot disclose additional information nor comment further for privacy reasons and confidentiality. But the National Microbiology Laboratory continues to play a critical role in protecting the health and safety of Canadians.
Blah, blah, blah.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The Prime Minister can't comment on his failure to keep our country safe. For years, Canada's security services have been warning the government and universities about the risks of research cooperation with Communist China.
Yeah.
This government needed to escort two scientists they had approved to work at our most senior lab in the country. Will the Prime Minister today rise in this House and commit to ending all partnerships with China's Academy of Military Medical Sciences?
Right, Honourable Prime Minister.
We are committed to supporting open, collaborative research while also protecting our research, our national security, and our economic interests. In March, we announced we'd be taking further steps to better integrate national security considerations into the evaluation of federally funded research projects. That builds on the work of our Research Security Working Group and will protect Canadian knowledge and intellectual
Listen
property.
to the fucking
and
word
ensure
salad.
International research partnerships are always beneficial to Canada and Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The Prime Minister's Research Security Working Group is not working, Mr. Speaker. Right. International experts have warned about China's developing capacity in bioweapons. They've also warned that any academic working in China is available to the state for military and defense purposes.
Yep.
This would include the scientists that his government approved to work at our high security lab in Winnipeg. Will the Prime Minister commit today to increasing security at the National Microbiology Lab? Yes or no?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Foreign interference pose real threats to Canadian research security, intellectual
He had to
property,
read
and
that.
business interests. This is a threat that our government has always taken seriously. In March, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry requested the development of specific rules that integrate national security considerations into research partnerships. Public Safety and CSIS are leading outreach to universities to help them keep research safe. Canadian universities and research organizations
You shouldn't
must
need
remain vigilant
CSIS
protect their
to
IP,
keep your
and we
fucking
haven't
research
hesitated to
safe.
support
Oh my
The
god.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Always takes our security seriously, Mr. Speaker, from a Prime Minister caught in cash for access fundraisers with Chinese leaders in his first year as Prime Minister. The Prime Minister reversed a decision to block a sale of ONET Communications, a firm that had contracts with the Pentagon and our closest allies. A Prime Minister that refuses to take a stand on Huawei, the only Five Eyes country that has not acted. And how many days have the two Michaels been in prison, Mr. Speaker? So I'll ask the Prime Minister again. Will he commit, after this serious breach of our security at the National Microbiology Lab in Winnipeg, will he commit to ending all partnerships with the Chinese National Military Medical Institute?
Honourable Prime Minister.
What other word salad is he going to
We
read?
have always taken this threat seriously. Public safety officials have met with more than 34 universities to help them keep their research safe. In 2020, CSIS engaged more than 225 different organizations, including universities, to ensure they were aware of foreign
Right
threats.
to not
The
answer
Minister of
that.
Innovation, Science and Industry in March requested the development of specific guidelines that incorporate national security into the evaluation of any research partnerships.
You just
Leader of
more
the
reading.
Opposition.
For years now, Canada's security services warned the government and universities about the risks of cooperation with the communist regime of China. And yet, 2 scientists were escorted out of our high security laboratory. And that's what it took to take the threat seriously. Will we be ending the partnership with the Military Medical Institute in China? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Espionage and foreign interference are real threats to research. Our government takes these threats seriously.
No,
In
they
March,
don't.
specific rules were developed to take into account national security when making partnerships for international research. Public Safety and CSIS are liaising with universities to help them protect their work. And Canadian universities and research organizations must always remain vigilant and will always be there to support them.
Honorable député de Belleuil-Chambly.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Here
Québécois
we
et le
go.
Premier ministre ont
Quebecers and the Prime
So,
Minister
yeah, this
are aware
is-
of the motion.
There was basically the back and forth of not answering, not deflect, it's just a ongoing. This is your normal Trudeau crap. And it just goes to show that it's just we need him out. We need him out, and we need him out like yesterday. I'm sure you know we reiterate this all the time on this stream. We really need him out. And on that note, my friends, I hope you guys are I hope you guys are ready for the weekend, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be sure to tune in tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern on Twitch for the affiliate celebration party, and we'll be playing some Mortal Kombat. Who knows? I might be I might be in Combat League. I might be playing sets with some of the blind gamers. Who knows? It'll be fun. And tune in tomorrow for Star Trek at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the episodes that disturbed us, like disturbed / creeped us out / just got us, just rubbed us the wrong way in a good way, though. Like the ones that are really written to just really creep you out. So be sure to check that out tomorrow at 5 LOLGBO. I hope you guys have a great day and a great weekend, and come and watch all the streams. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.